Hi there. Welcome to a new episode of An Ordinary Review with PJ. Today's episode is actually on the sequel to a series that everyone had enjoyed when it came out a couple of years ago. And everyone was looking forward to it with bated breath that when will season 2 come out. The season 2 was supposed to release earlier in the year but was pushed out. And people were just waiting with bated breath that when they will get to see it. Many have already seen it. Many reviews are already out. People have enjoyed it thoroughly. So here's my take on a series that I know you know by now, Family Man Season 2 on Amazon Prime. So Family Man Season 2 is sort of a continuation of Season 1, but is also a new security threat faced by the country, which the secret agency called TASC is in charge of preventing. If you remember, in Season 1, it ended on a very tantalizing note. There was this chemical attack planned on Delhi. The terrorists actually take over a chemical factory and they mix nerve gas in the chemical factory, and they want to release it over the capital. And the terrorist eventually does get killed by Manoj Bajpayee and his colleague Sarib Hashmi. A couple of other agents are actually fighting with the terrorists inside the factory. They get injured, and then the series ended. You actually do not know when it ended what happened to the chemical attack. Did it actually take place? Was Manoj Bajpayee able to prevent it? You don't get to know about it. So season 2 actually starts off in the first couple of episodes reflecting on that, about the closure of that attack. The attack does get thwarted, but there are a couple of these agents, Manoj Bajpayee's colleagues, get severely injured, and they are rescued. They are now recovering, but suffering from PTSD, so they have actually left the agency. Manoj Bajpayee himself is disappointed with the way the entire incident was handled by the government, by his boss. It was declared as an accident, and he was not happy about it. He carries his guilt of a couple of innocent people who actually ended up dying in that incident. And he wants to confess on that to the family members of that person who died, but obviously the government protocols do not allow him to do that. So he's unhappy about it and he quits the job. And now he's signs up playing a normal regular job with an IT company. Now, if you also remember that season 1 was all about how he actually carried out these missions without telling his family. Being in a secret agency, he obviously cannot tell his family about his job. So his family did not know about what he was actually doing, and that led to a lot of rift with his wife, played by Priya Mani, and his kids, because he used to be away for long periods of time, telling lies about what he's doing, and that creates a lot of issues in season 1. So he decides to take up an IT job, a regular job. He wants to spend more time with his family and kind of catch up on lost time and have quality conversations and build relationships with his family. Is it working? No, it's not. So the rift with his family actually has increased since he joined this IT company. His relationship with his wife is going downhill. She's having her own problems and her own guilts, because of which she's not able to have a healthy relationship with him. The kids are on their rebellious streak, particularly the daughter. She wants to have her own life. So she's rebelling on every decision that's being made. So he's actually going through a terrible time. On the job front as well, he's not really interested in the IT job. He's a secret agent, so obviously he's very keen to know what's happening with his agency. So every now and then he'll keep calling his colleague, played by Sarib Hashmi, about what's happening, what missions are they doing, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, he's having a tough time in the job as well, because his boss, who's a young CEO, wants good performance, top-notch performance from him. So he keeps giving him lectures about how he needs to improve his performance, not be a minimum guy. A lot of funny scenes happen between him and his boss about how this young guy is trying to teach Manoj Bajpayee, who has tons of experience behind him, about what how he needs to do in his career, how he needs to grow, and all that stuff. So quite funny. And particularly the scene where actually he gets fed up with his boss and how he actually takes it back on him is hilarious. You'll laugh your guts out when you see that scene. Now, while all this is happening, there's a new threat developing for the country. So the Prime Minister, played by Seema Biswas, is actually wanting to have a political relationship with Sri Lanka to prevent Chinese companies and Chinese government control the Indian Ocean. So she basically wants to make sure that Sri Lankan Prime Minister does not give the port contract to the Chinese government. And for that, there is this deal that goes on between them to see how the Sri Lankan government can be handed over the Tamil rebels who are living in India. Now, as that is happening, obviously, the Tamil rebel leader, who is actually living in London, comes to know about it, and so does the ISI. Major Samir, played by Darshan, who was the one who actually led the mission in season 1, is obviously trying to fish in muddy waters. He wants to create problems for India. So he collaborates with the Tamil rebel leader to create terror in the country. And he obviously wants to carry out an attack when the Indian Prime Minister and the Sri Lankan Prime Minister are set up to meet in Chennai, and they want to create an attack to send a message. So that's the main premise of season 2, about this Tamil rebel attack that's being planned on the Indian Prime Minister and Sri Lankan Prime Minister's meeting in Chennai. Now, the season 2 has some fabulous performances by the Tamil rebel characters that are introduced in this season. And the main character is Samantha Ekineni. She is absolutely terrific as this Tamil rebel fighter who is ruthless, who has undergone so much pain during the freedom struggle in Sri Lanka that she doesn't care. Whatever comes in her way, she'll actually eliminate that to make sure that the mission is successful. There is this ruthlessness streak in her that is terrifying. And the way the character is portrayed by her, so she's shown as this innocent woman who is actually working in a garment factory, who is scared, who has this humble, scared, expression on his face. She's eve-teased by the garment factory manager and also a passenger on the bus. And when her true colors get revealed, when she actually attacks this eve-teaser from the bus, is when you get to know how terrifying she can be. And that scene is absolutely terrifying. And when you come to know about her trained military streak, where she's a ruthless assassin. Samantha Ekineni's performance is all conveyed through her expression, her eyes. There's very little dialogue she speaks actually in the series, but whenever she looks at you, or when you see her face, her eyes convey a lot of anger and disdain and the ruthlessness with which she will actually take forward the mission. She's absolutely fantastic. And I would say the best part of the season is Samantha Ekineni. Her performance is actually the highlight of this season, and she is the reason that you should see if you have not seen this season. Perhaps the strongest reason of why you should see this season. The other characters obviously play their part very well. Manoj Bajpayee is, as usual, very, very good. He's very expressive. The various emotions that he goes through when he's trying to repair his personal life, particularly his scenes with the counselor. So his wife takes him to a counselor played by the late Asif Basra, who unfortunately took his life earlier in the year and is missed by the acting community today. Those scenes are absolutely hilarious. How Manoj Bajpayee actually bursts out there and and uses all these cuss words, and he'll really make you laugh in those scenes. That apart, Manoj Bajpayee's emotions through the series, the turmoil that he's going through personally in his life, as well as the challenges that he's facing in trying to uncover this mission when he rejoins TASC later, are all very, very superbly done. Very ably supported by Sarib Hashmi, who is his sidekick, playing the character by the name of J.K. Talpade. The humorous banter that goes on between the two is, it will keep you hooked and keep the entire proceedings enjoyable. In general, there is a good deal of humor as well. Apart from the serious action and the serious plot in this season, there's a lot of subtle humor that plays out, and you will enjoy the series as you watch it. And of course, who can forget the character of Chelam Sir, played by Uday Mahesh. Chelam Sir is supposed to be this secret agent who is retired, who knows it all. He has all the information about everything that happens there, and Manoj Bajpayee reaches out to him, and he's a paranoid guy, so he doesn't want anybody to know from where he's calling and from which phone is he speaking. So he does all this kind of precautions to prevent him being found out. And those are really funny scenes. But the Chelan sir's character is very well rendered by Uday Mahesh. Fabulous. Overall, I would say a very engrossing and deserving sequel to the season 1, which itself was quite intriguing and great to watch. Sometimes the sequels actually do not play out that very well, particularly if season 1 has been very successful. The expectations make the season 2 that much more difficult, but Raj and DK have done a fabulous job. This season actually stands out on even a bigger and better scale than season 1. The entire series has been shot in different locations. It's very authentic. The entire sequence in Chennai and sort of the places that they show from Sri Lankan rebel areas, the shooting that happens in London, and the way story moves around from London to France to Chennai is fabulously done. Everything is very authentic. In fact, they use a local language. They don't have any dub languages. So in Chennai, for example, all the dialogue is in Tamil. So it gives you a very authentic feel about watching the series and the way it plays out. The cinematography is superb. The aerial shots in particular, the Hollywood style aerial shots with moving motion and action happening on the ground, beautifully done. It gives you a feel that as if you're watching some a great action movie. And Raj and DK have that streak in them. They have this fabulous way of shooting action sequences, and of course has a lot of humor in their movies, along with the serious action that happens. So good fun to watch. If you have seen their movies like Gentleman starring Siddharth Malhotra or Go Goa Gone starring Saif Ali Khan, you would know the kind of movies Raj and DK are capable of. So very accomplished director duo, and that shows their skill shows in this sleek season 2 of Family Man. So I would strongly recommend, do go check it out if you have not seen so already. And as I said, if for nothing else, watch it for Samantha Ekeneni's performance. I think that will blow you over. Her performance is the reason that you should see this season. It's a great watch. Catch it on Amazon Prime. Thank you for watching my reviews. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I look forward to bring more interesting reviews for all of you. Keep watching interesting stuff. Do take care of yourselves. Till next time. Bye-bye. And if you're ever interested to know what you can expect in season 3, well, don't miss the end credit scene in the last episode of season 2. There is a tantalizing clip that will tell you how the story is likely to move forward in season 3. So do check it out before you close out the series. Thank you.